I think that it is important and appropriate on a day dedicated to remembering and honoring Dr. King's legacy that I speak particularly to the living a life of love and peace during conflict theme of today's event. Love and peace. At Kent State, we talk a lot about something similar. That is, we focus on kindness and respect. And we do so because it is a core value of our university. And in fact, one might argue that it is the core value that reflects who we are as a community, that reflects who we are as a university. Kindness and respect, love and peace. When we speak about kindness and respect, and when we make decisions as informed by this core value, we often follow this up by saying that our goal is to treat each of us our goal is to treat others as we want to be treated. Treat others as we want to be treated. And then we often follow that up by adding something that Dr. Lamar Hilton would always say, and treat others as they want to be treated. Kindness and respect, peace and love. Treat others as you wish to be treated. Treat others as they wish to be treated. So what we aspire to as a community is this: empathy. We aspire to be an empathetic university. The dictionary that I consulted defines empathy as the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. I'll say that again. The ability to understand and share the feelings of another. Martin Luther King's leadership centered on his ability to hear and understand the people and issues his work addressed. Racial equality, voting rights, economic participation, and progress for the underrepresented. Dr. King was empathetic. He once observed that, quote, "Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others?" To do for others is the product of empathy. Empathy does not mean that I have to agree with you or that you have to agree with me. It does mean that at Kent State we aspire as a community, as a learning, living, and loving community, to be empathetic with others. That we strive to understand and feel what others feel. Not agreement, not a forced unanimity. Rather, freedom of speech, kindness and respect, and empathy. Now more than ever, opportunities abound to practice what we preach, to be empathetic, to strive to understand the thoughts, beliefs, and concerns of others, even if we don't agree with that person and what that person thinks and says. With our Jewish and Muslim students, we can empathize with the pressures they are under of late. Both groups have been confronted with hate, violence, anti-Semitism, and Islamophobia, and that is a heavy burden for our students and community members to bear. We can strive to understand and share their feelings, regardless of what each of us may think about what is happening in the Middle East. And now we have the opportunity to empathize with members of our transgender community who are feeling the sting of recently passed legislation in Ohio that prohibits gender-affirming care for minors and that places additional restrictions on such care for adults between the ages of 18 and 21. Now look, I am not wandering into a discussion of the law itself. There are no doubt members of our community who agree with the legislation, and I know that there are members of our community who disagree with it. That's what happens in a democracy. More importantly, and this is the main point I wish to make today, regardless of what one thinks about this legislation, and regardless of what one thinks about the issue of trans rights in general, as an empathetic university, we can acknowledge the hatred, we can acknowledge the violence, we can acknowledge the pain and the apprehension being experienced by members of our trans community. We can reflect on the fear, hurt, and concern being felt by members of our Kent State community. We can strive, to quote again the definition of empathy, to understand and share the feelings of another. This year, 2024 in particular, promises many more occasions to overcome divisiveness with our values of kindness and respect and our commitment to empathy. We'll have plenty of occasions over the next several months to disagree, and disagree sharply with one another over Israel and Palestine, over trans rights and legislation, over myriad issues to be raised and debated during the next presidential campaign. At the same time, we will strive to treat others as we wish to be treated and to treat others as they wish to be treated. Kindness and respect, peace and love, empathy. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you to our panelists for your participation. Thank you.